somebody that comes into our community to make money and not take care of the front of the business. I think that, excuse me, is something that, what would you do?
I've owned a small business in this city for about 8 years, and I've seen it myself. I made a point when I opened my little shop to sweep the front of it almost every day. Once you do it every day, you can take a few days off. I think that's just good stewardship. It's just good business. You make your customers feel happy and comfortable. Not everybody has that same business model. I was a walk-up retail space. Today I was down on Pico and Union. I keep referring to it because I spent a lot of time there recently. There's a building that's owned by a security company, and they have allowed the facade of their building that faces Pico to literally just turn into an open-air sewer. There is just human waste and trash and folded soiled mattresses. There is a disgrace, and the corner that is the namesake of the community with some great restaurants and eateries and a beautiful old building, old apartment building, to have that going on. I think in Lincoln Heights what I've seen personally is that it drags you down when you live in the neighborhood. We need a little bit more of a focus on the fine details. When I was running my bike shop at Avenue 37 in Figueroa, I'd sweep the front of my shop, and then I started sweeping the front of the barber shop, and I started sweeping the front of the guy next door, and I eventually would start doing the whole block. And then one Christmas, I gave everybody a bag of cookies they thought that my wife made, but I just bought and put a nice card on it. And I told them, let's have a great year this next year. Let's do something special. Like I started, because foot traffic is very poor in Lincoln Heights in some places. It's just a lot of low foot traffic, I mean. Same in Cypress Park, same in a lot of our old commercial corridors. And I think the city needs to do a lot more to foster better foot traffic. People that walk into businesses account for over 70% in the city like this of the sales you'll make. They don't buy big things, but they buy a lot all the time. Get hopping off the bus, walking from home, from work to home, and from their place to the park or wherever they're going to school. We need to focus on that, and I think the people in the business community will follow. People that aren't interested in that kind of stuff, they get out of the way. They get sick of it. There are folks I know in the business community in Northeast LA that are like, oh, more customers, oh, no, I'm happy. And I can respect that. But there's a lot of us out there that want to live in a city where when we're walking down the street, we feel like we're welcome there. It's an outdoor living room. That's the type of thing I'd like to foster. There is a business improvement district in Lincoln Heights. They are fighting against the tide, I think. The street itself, I did a live stream this morning at B24, a new cafe that opened in the spot where one just closed. Here's a great example of why businesses might feel a little bit of animosity towards the city. The parking in front of those businesses is all metered. None of that meter money returns to that area. So their customers get taxed, and that money does not return to clean the streets, improve the street trees, power wash the sidewalk, or pay for increased police enforcement. It simply raises the prices of all the businesses there in Lincoln Heights. A second thing that the city does to those small businesses is that it eliminates parking at the only time that they get the biggest flood of customers, which are the morning and evening rush hour. When everybody's either going out or coming in, they need to pick up their dry cleaning, grab their coffee, drop get their medicine at the pharmacy, stop off at this office or that agency. That's when we make it the hardest and illegal to park on North Broadway, for example. And then there are public lots in Lincoln Heights that are also metered. And none of that money goes to pay for the maintenance of anything other than someone's slush fund in downtown. And I think ending that practice, we have a great example of what happened in Old Town Pasadena, where they took that parking meter revenue and they reinvested a portion of it into the neighborhood to build parking lots, to pay for police enforcement, to pay for increased cleanups, and to help fund the bid beyond what the vendors and property owners were paying into it already. So that's kind of that's a little bit of how I'd move forward. There's no big, bold plans. It's focusing on the little, the micro, and moving forward from there collectively.